Olá, olá pessoal. Hey everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something special. In this video we have a great chat with Ray from the HumanGO team. For those who don't know, HumanGO is a next level AI powered training app that it's like having an AI coach in your pocket. We had a blast diving into how HumanGO makes endurance training smarter. So without further ado, let's dive in the video. Let's go. First of all, thank you so much, Ray, for taking the time to chat with us today. We are so happy to work together with HumanGO, and we are really excited for this meeting today with you.
Same, yeah, excited to chat.
Before we jump into the questions, can you tell us your role in HumanGO and how HumanGO is helping athletes with their training?
So I've actually been working with HumanGO with the project for over 4 years now. I'm the master triathlon coach. That title actually covers quite a large range of tasks, I guess you could say. So yeah, definitely have input into how the plans translate for our users, for our athletes. And I also head up the HumanGO ambassador team, which is a super exciting project that we have now is made up of about 65 plus.
65 already, wow.
Yeah, very enthusiastic lovers of the app from all backgrounds. So
yeah,
definitely, people that maybe are a little newer to training and have experienced the benefits of getting into structured training and starting to understand how to leverage their metrics and what it means to set goals and work diligently towards them to, in fact, I just got a message the other day from an ambassador who just broke a course record at a 70.3 here in the US on the bike leg. So big distance variation, big ability variation, and kind of that aside, I think what brings all these people together is just their passion for setting goals and working towards them, whatever that be, and no judgment based on distance or background. It really is about celebrating that unique story that we all have, being part of the endurance sports world,
absolutely,
and what that can mean for us on an everyday level. Yeah, so that's very exciting. I work with social, so a bit with Jessica, who heads up the social team, marketing here, a bit on the I would say partner side, working with Franco alongside, just making connections with important players in the space, and lots of other things. So I've been involved in endurance sports for all of my life since I was 16.
That's 16. Wow.
Yeah, 35 years.
So you are the master coach. So it means that you were pretty much very deep involved with the whole workouts that you guys have on HumanGO together with other coaches as well. Is that right?
Yeah, we have a team. Well, Pav Brian is our head cycling coach, a master cycling coach, and myself. So the two faces to those sports, and represented by another team of people who work on the back end, on the technical side, when it comes to the development of the planner and the specification of the workouts as they relate to the goals that people are choosing. And we also have the HPH physiologists, the team on that side of it, the sports science side of it, also helping advise on the programs that are delivered to our users. Yeah, so it's very much a team effort.
You mentioned about PAV, so every time I hate Coach PAV intervals training workouts on my training plan. I know I need to take some gels and I need to get mentally ready. So huge kudos to him, because you guys' workouts are something that really helped us to perform better and to get better, to get faster. And workouts, they are not all the time like fun. You have to suffer sometimes to get to another level. But it's funny because you just said his name, and the first thing that came into my mind, maybe hers as well, is I hate Coach Pav's intervals pyramid or something like that.
Sure. I think it's pretty astute in labeling those workouts. I hate Coach Pav intervals.
But we don't hate Coach Pav. We just hate when we are doing that workout.
And I mean, one of the things I think that HumanGO does really well is takes the family and use a coach Pav intervals workout, for example. There's not just one version of that.
Yeah.
Right? There's a family of that workout that Hugo can then pick from and assign as that is appropriate to the athlete's schedule, goal, training fatigue, fitness, all of the entire package of that athlete's tolerance enables Hugo to select that appropriate workout from that family of workouts and give you the right one. So just the right dose given everything else that's going on for you. And I think that's quite special when it comes to the precision of the prescription that HumanGO offers the user.
Absolutely. And each workout from that family, it scares me every time I see it on my plan. It doesn't matter. If the Code 5 workout, I think about, okay, I have to get mentally prepared. About the name, about the pronunciation. What's the official HumanGO pronunciation? Because I heard so many versions flying around.
We got to get the story right.
Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. Some say HumanGO, some say HumanGO, some say here in Europe we say HumanGO or something like that, so there are, how do you guys pronounce it?
Well, if we could think about two separate words and really our driving force, which is that we make humans go, it is HumanGO.
All right.
One word.
All right, so we got it right. You got it right.
So I think it makes it a lot easier with our new branding, which was just launched with 2.0, where the GO is capitalized.
Yeah.
So it does separate that from the human. So we have got HumanGO as sort of two in the one brand name.
Absolutely. Kudos to you guys. The new app looks really amazing. We didn't have so much time to discover everything we will want to talk about, dive in after on the questions as well, but we saw there are many good new stuff and really looking forward to test everything. We have a question about the audience. What makes HumanGO different from other training apps or coaching platforms?
Well, lots of things. But I look that if you look at the spread of the offering in the market space, training apps for endurance sports, just think generally about training apps for endurance sports. An athlete can train for an ultra run in the same season that they train for a sprint triathlon in the same season that they train for a 100K gravel ride. The point is that it's the world of endurance sports all in the one app. So all of those goals can be managed alongside each other. A lot of other apps specialize in one sport or one discipline. And within that, do we not just allow an athlete to navigate in and out of different disciplines? We have the ability to specify the leg distance within the multi-sport world. So moving from, the traditional swim, bike, run, triathlon format to run, swim, run, a TO type format, aquabike, duathlon, and varying leg distances within that. So the user can edit and specify the leg distance within those. But then going to single sport like cycling, where you might be interested in a mountain bike or a gravel ride or a Gran Fondo or a 40K time trial, pick and choose and then specify the leg distance. And same with running. We also have an opportunity to train just fitness, and we call that performance goals in HumanGO, and that allows somebody to maybe train for something that isn't race specific. So I'm kind of new to the sport, or I'm new to the space, or I've taken a long time off, and I want a structured plan to follow. I want to be motivated. I kind of want to have something that's going to progress me from where I am to, somewhere different in the future. And I can set how long that goal is. I can say to Hugo, our virtual coach, I'm interested in developing my endurance or my VO2 max or my strength. And Hugo will go to work to specify a training plan that takes you from where your fitness is today to somewhere in the future without having to complete a race distance. And I think that's another thing when it comes to bringing people into the endurance sports world. That's incredibly powerful, because I think a lot of people are a bit, and it's easy to be intimidated by a race, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of energy, a lot of anticipation and expectation and potentially pressure we put on ourselves. And so taking that away from sort of the end point, and but still focusing something that's deeply personal, I think is really powerful. And that might be that's the stepping on point for somebody then to set a goal, which includes a race down the track. But it also could be that somebody's just on the perpetual, cycle of working on a component of their fitness, and this is also helping them get healthier and help them address their what they're going to look like in 10 years time. So longevity is starting to come into the picture as well there. So it's long story short, it's the ability to meet the athlete, and everybody's an athlete, where they're at, and give them an opportunity to design a program that suits them.
What type of athletes would benefit from HumanGO? Just amateurs? Would you say just amateurs and age groupers, or is HumanGO also for elite athletes as well?
I think everybody, and that's a really good point that you bring. HumanGO looks at all of the aspects of that individual. So fitness is the first one, right? Training history, threshold paces, threshold powers, fatigue tolerance, even the specificity around loading cycles and recovery cycles. So they're specific when it comes to, sort of looking at the athlete's ability to tolerate training load and recover from that, right? If we don't get that right, we'll never see fitness progression or improvement. And then looking at a very personal level, what that person's schedule looks like. How many hours have they got to train for this goal? If they're a pro, obviously they've got a lot more time than an age grouper with the full-time corporate job and the family and social commitments, and on that goes. And for the age grouper or amateur, if you like, they have a lot more specificity, or like personal requirement around those windows of time that they have to train. So we want to make the most of those windows by dosing the appropriate amount of time in sport that they're training, dosing the appropriate amount of time in zone that they're training. So making sure that we're getting everything that we possibly can out of every minute that athlete is training. So I think it is for everybody. The high level all the way down to the absolute, like it's Friday morning, I've got 45 minutes for a session and it has to be a bike ride because I'm indoors and it's snowing outside. Hugo, tell me what the best workout for me today is. Yeah.
Or if you're not feeling so well, you can chat with Hugo. I find this option really an amazing thing. We tried this already. I mean, she was sick a while ago, and then we were just she was just chatting with Hugo. This is how I feel, and he changed everything. And I find this really amazing, this option to do this, because this is the next question that I wanted to ask. If HumanGO and Hugo, does it replace a real coach, or would you? Or does the AI coaching system replace a real person coach? What would you say?
Absolutely not.
Huh?
Absolutely not. No,
okay.
I mean, I could say that I'm biased, but we've also built HumanGO from the get-go with the coach in mind. So one of the biggest experiences of comparisons and experiences pre-HumanGO versus post-HumanGO for myself is that I used to spend a lot of time doing the analysis, calculating those things like time in sport and time in zone and recovery and training loads. And it was very manual, very sort of, and it took me quite some time to get a true feeling of how that athlete was going to respond to any particular dose, whether that be, on a daily basis, a weekly training cycle or a training block, and then how I would periodize that athlete's program over the season. Because of all the inputs, which can get, that can seem a little like a heavy lift at the beginning when you're setting up your profile. We want to make sure that we're getting as much information about you as a user as possible, or as a coach inputting information for their athlete. Hugo is going to be able to take a lot of the heavy lifting from the calculations side of things out of the scenario and give you back time to connect with your athlete And so I would say it's a real life coach is going to superpower what we already have going in the personalization in HumanGO for any user of any level, because now we're having a real life conversation. And I think for the most part, that's what's missing in our world in general. So that makes me actually really excited. And I know that, you know, going from pre-HumanGO to coaching athletes in HumanGO, I spent a lot of time just chasing my tail, making those last minute adjustments. And now it's a press of a couple of buttons, and then I can tell my athlete, hey, made that change, or I've added a custom workout, which is really simple in HumanGO as a coach. Adding my own even family of workouts is a really easy thing to build from scratch in HumanGO. So I think adding the human touch and layering over the AI app is just, you know, it's next level. That's what I've experienced. So I mean, I love it. You could also say, like I said, I'm probably a little bit biased, but we've wanted to incorporate the coach in the entire journey, and I think we've done a really good job of that.
Absolutely, it's a really great tool, a really great system, and I love it. Me myself, with the knowledge of coaching that I have, I saw many times that the Hugo is doing a great job, and of course, sometimes I also thought about I would try another approach, but let's trust Hugo and see how far he goes. And you can always, as a coach, you have always the option to say, okay, so make a pause here. We try something different and see how Hugo will react after. But overall, I think it's an awesome app, and myself, I also think it doesn't replace a real person coach, but it helps a lot, and it also helps a lot a real person coach to guide the athlete and to let the athlete do their own kind of structure, training plan and everything.
Yeah, spot on. Like, for a great example, I think, is leveraging a coach's experience in looking at the prescription at a phase level, where a coach can edit the percentage of time in sport and zone. So we want to polarize a little bit more, or depolarize, or focus on strength or power or VO2 max a little bit more in any particular phase, with the knowledge of the athlete and experience of being a coach and having coached lots of people over many years. Then the coach can start to add a little bit more of their own personalization methodology. And I mean, a user can do that as well, but the user is, you know, they're a little biased because they only know themselves most of the time. Whereas a professional coach could come into the picture and, yes, create a nuance or a specific program with their own, you know, methodology that they know from experience has worked. And I think that's, you know, again, it's not like we hide any of these things in HumanGO. Everybody can see that in their account, in their profile. But the fact is that all of those settings can be edited, and that changes the trajectory, and that's important.
Absolutely. So just to make just to make sure people understand this as well, HumanGO is not only for athletes, but you guys also have the opportunity for coaches, right? That they can use HumanGO and coach their athlete inside the HumanGO system, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
That's really cool. If it's cool with you, we would like to talk about the HumanGO 2.0 now. We are really excited about it, about the enhancements. What are the new features that you guys released, and what is the feature that you guys are most proud about on the HumanGO 2.0?
There's been a big shift in the user experience. So, you know, high level looking at that, it means that we're less spread across the user interface, and we've consolidated a lot of the features that are related to either inputs into the training plan or outputs based on the performance. So we have an area called Progress now, which pulls together all of the performance and health metrics around the athlete's journey. And then we have another aspect which is called Training Week, and that is tightly linked to goals. So a lot of these things aren't necessarily new, it's just where we're displaying them, and some of those smaller features within those categories have had some upgrades. But I would say the biggest adjustment that's going to benefit most of our users is the ability to add that custom goal, which is what I talked about before, where now a user can specify, exactly the leg distance of any particular race, the terrain and the profile that race is going to be performed on. And then by uploading a course map, you can generate a race plan that's specific to that custom goal. So that's incredibly powerful in the space. So we're not just talking about the traditional Olympic distance triathlon anymore, right? And we know that about endurance sports. The world's growing, it's expanding, and so now any user can come in, customize that goal, and produce a specific race plan based on their thresholds for that particular event.
We didn't try this feature, but this is definitely something that we'll be trying right now to see how it works. That's really fantastic. And there is also something else that I wanted to talk about. You guys have these webinars and all these YouTube videos that we also follow and really enjoy watching, giving us a lot of knowledge about the system, and also some other topics that you guys talked about on the past with the mental side of training, for example. You want to talk a little bit about that? What was the name from that professor or doctor that was on that webinar?
Scott Frey was, I think,
exactly.
I think is the
exactly,
So Scott, he hosted a series of 3 different webinars focusing on 3 different key components of mental performance for optimal performance. So that's in our help center. You can see those on YouTube. And within our help center as well, to your point, we have videos on different features and the upgrades that have come with 2.0. We haven't covered the entire app yet, but that's all in our help center. So you can search the help center, for a specific topic, and you'll either see Coach Pav do the overview for the mobile, or I'll do I tend to do the demos on the web app. So pretty much any question that you have about how to use the app or what the features are, how to optimize the app are available in our help center. So you go to under your profile, you'll select need help, and we have a Q&A, there's the videos, we have a glossary, and I think we have, what else do we have in there? There's 3 options. I can't think of what the 3rd one is at the moment,
But as when we started using HumanGO, and now as well, it's so easy actually to find the answers that you're looking for on your help part. Also on the mobile phone app. And also on the web browser part of things when you try to search something. You guys did really an amazing job, and I think it's so easy for anyone to find what they're looking for. And I'm sure you guys are also so cool on the support side of things, on the social media. So we are part of the group as well, and every time that someone posts a question, straight away you see that Jessica or Pav or you guys are answering. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to answer all the questions that we have regarding HumanGO and regarding training and everything. You guys are doing really an amazing job. Thank you.
Oh, good on you. We've upgraded how the user will actually experience the app for the first time now. When you onboard, there are little information icons that hover over each of the key features. So if you select that, it actually tells you what that feature does in the app. So, I mean, if you're a user and you've been there for a long time, you probably don't need that. You can turn that feature off. But now we sort of have a little bit of an info user journey as you're navigating into the app for the first time. I think that's useful. So you don't sort of have to take that next step to go to the help center. You can just hover over the little information icon, and that will tell you,
Are there any upcoming features or developments in the pipeline that users can look forward to, that you are allowed to say?
I think at this point, what we're really looking to do is solidify all of the upgrades, the new features, and get any feedback from existing users as we possibly can before we go to the next pipeline. We have a lot of things on the schedule. In fact, even before 2.0 was launched, we were in meetings establishing what our next set of priorities were. But we have some work here to do to make sure that our current users are happy with their experience, understand the app. Like I said, there's been some significant changes in how people find and access specific features in the app. So working through that, understanding that there's change involved there for people who've been HumanGO users for some time. If somebody who's never used the app before coming to it, it's going to be just an exciting journey. But for people who are shifting their user experience to what we are now, we're really focusing on making sure that that's as optimal as it possibly can be before we start actioning anything new.
Yeah, so I'm already looking forward to the new stuff.
We have some really exciting partnerships coming online, and certainly some very interactive features that I believe our users are going to really love.
Okay. How many professional athletes are you guys working with at the moment?
Well, we work with Freddie Funk, Matt Hansen, and Daniela Reef.
Yeah. Daniela Reef.
Three big ones, 3 big hitters.
Yeah, absolutely. We love to follow. We love to follow all three of them. Actually, Daniela, not anymore right now since she's not racing anymore, but we still do follow her on her social media and everything. And Matt Hansen is just like a monster. He's a master guy. And Frederick, he's a very good athlete as well. We really enjoy watching his races and also the channel and social media. He's really nice people.
Really nice.
Yeah, they are nice people. They're authentic. I think that where Freddie comes into play is he's so transparent about his training and racing journey, right? I think that's where people have really connected heart to heart with him. He's really special on that. I sort of feel like he also led the way in that style of sharing socially. So he's very engaging, a very likable person. Obviously, the consummate pro, and Matt is just a hard worker. He also takes a role in advising us on the training plan side of things. So he's very engaged, which a lot of people might not know. And he also we have several Matt Hansen workouts in the workout library as well. So some of our users might have experienced some of those. They're not that easy either, some of them.
Yeah, the running workouts from Matt Hansen are also,
And Daniela, she's just, her breadth of experience and passion for health and people engaged in this space is, second to none. So to have that level of passion and commitment, I just think it rounds out that pro contribution, doesn't it? The level of commitment that comes from all of those different individuals, but in their own unique way, really is quite a special package.
Yeah, it's a perfect package, and we are so stoked to have our Swiss Angry Bird on the HumanGO team to see a Swiss power woman on the team. It's really something that makes us really proud, right? Yeah. To see that. That's really cool. How do you see AI coaching evolving in the next, let's say, like 5 years? And where do you see HumanGO part of it?
That's a really good question. Trying to keep up with the different types or categories of AI, I think is, you could almost call it like an impossible project. But I also think there's a level of intelligence that comes from being able to leverage the algorithms based on a user's performance that we're going to see change the space. We're already seeing companies create their own branded performance metric, right? What is this a combination of? Is it a combination of heart rate drift and environment? Call it whatever. or a different combination of, 2 or 3 other metrics. The body battery is a newer one that we've seen come into the space, right? You just compare what's happened in the last couple of years to where we were even 5 years ago. Things are progressing really rapidly. So I think it comes down to the brilliance of the human mind, understanding human performance and integrating that into the AI, where we're looking at those data points and looking at that, that historical performance that ends in a transaction of the AI making a recommendation that a user can actually implement and make a difference. I think that's where HumanGO is always focused, but that's also where AI has shifted the conversation, where it used to be a bunch of data that you had to be clever enough or maybe even lucky enough to interpret, to now where we have these actionable metrics where we can use and employ and leverage that information to be something different in the future. Whereas before, I think we were guessing, and now we have these actionable suggestions that, Hugo, is a classic. Ask Hugo, I'm feeling sick today, or I can't train today, or I can't train today is probably a different one, because being sick is going to look at HRV and resting heart rate.
Other metrics, yes, exactly.
All those metrics. Okay, well, what do you need? Do you need a recovery day completely? Do you just need some light load? Do you need several days of rest and recovery? So that's the actionable part. That means that we're now looking after the user and the athlete and the health and the well-being, the long-term, health of the athlete, and making sure that we're not overtraining, that we're getting the right dose, that we're mixing the things in there that we need to for optimal performance. And I don't think that has to be a race performance either. Right? That's the cool thing. It's good to have the race, but what if we just show up every day feeling the best that we can?
And the best version of ourselves every day. That's something very powerful. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think as AI continues to contribute to the endurance sports training and coaching world, I think that's what we see is more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned before, with all the new technologies that are dropping so fast, so rapidly, everything it's being developed so rapidly, and the technology that we didn't even thought about 10 years ago, what you have right now, it's amazing. But I think something also very important is to have that part that the person is able to trust what the AI is doing, because basically what you do is you let the algorithm take part of your choices, and you go and you follow that what the AI will say. So I think a very important part is also to trust and to see the results as well, and also know when you have to pull the brake and say, okay, so this right now he's telling me to do this, but right now what I feel is I don't feel like, even if my metrics are on a very well part, I don't have to do this training right now. So I think for me, in 5 years, I think AI coaching will be very, very, very ahead of what we are having right now. But people, they have to trust and to see the results as well. It's something also very important.
Yeah, and one of the most challenging maybe questions that I think we're all looking to answer is, how does any one individual show up on any one day and respond to the training load, the training prescription? And the truth is, we're all the same, but we're all very different, because it's not just a combination of availability and threshold, pace, or power. It's my psychology, it's my diet, it's how much sleep I got last night, it's how much stress I'm dealing with. These are not standalone things. These are all parts of what makes me or us individual, even though we're all the same.
You have one option on the HumanGO app that is, how am I feeling today? We already talked about that topic. We always we always looked at that part straight when we wake up, and then we go and type how we're feeling and everything. She's not a morning person, so if I ask her how you feeling on the morning, she will say horrible. You know, I am a morning person. If you ask me how I'm feeling at the moment in the morning, I say I'm ready to move mountains. You know, so what approach should an athlete do? Do this straight when you wake up, or during the day after a coffee, or?
Yeah, that's I love that question, because again, it sort of talks to that individualization, doesn't it? That,
Absolutely.
yeah, some of us are morning people. Some of us start to wake up at midday or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Whatever it is that you choose, it really should be the same time every day. So that, I think that's the first part of the answer to that question. Hugo's looking to know how you've woken up. So if you know that you're not a morning person, and you know you don't feel your best in the morning, maybe you should wait a few hours till the third cup of coffee kicks in, or whatever it is, right? So you actually start to feel that functional level that would allow you to go out into the world and sort of, you know, do your thing. So if it was that, maybe I would suggest do that at lunchtime. You know, wait till you're sort of into your day, and then, I mean, there's only 3 questions that Hugo asks you. It's not a complicated survey, right? It's 3 very quick questions. But fatigue, I think, is an important one. Am I tired or am I fatigued? And these are subjective scores, so it's whatever it is that you make it, but it has to be whatever you make it every day. So am I sore, right? Like that's one of the questions as well. Are you going to wake up as a morning person sore, or are you going to wake up as a night person sore? Like, that question doesn't really change that much, but I'm a bit concerned about that fatigue answer, because if you wake up feeling tired every morning just because you're not a morning person, that could be an artificial input on the subjective score side that Hugo's going to interpret as, oh, we're not resting enough in between my workouts, and so now I'm going to actually suggest we download and decrease the training load, which maybe isn't optimal. So I think that, though, just being a little aware of how you would answer each of those 3 questions optimally would be the best way to approach it. Yeah.
So this is for you.
Definitely on lunchtime.
Definitely on lunchtime. Yes. from tomorrow on, okay?
Yes.
Wait until the caffeine kicks in, and then you can answer the questions.
Absolutely.
I would like to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. One last question: how can an athlete get started with HumanGO?
Yeah, go to HumanGO.ai, and we have an option to select Get My Plan Now, and that gives you a 30-day free trial. So you can jump in, set up your profile, answer the questions that Hugo asks you in your onboarding, add a goal, and get started. And you can do that for 30 days for free.
Thank you very much, Ray, and we keep in touch. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and got inspired by our chat with Ray and the brilliant idea behind HumanGO. Stay tuned for more soon, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next ones. With that said, see you guys next time. Vamos!